Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your service. Hey, let's just put the firepower down for a second. Hopefully we won't be needing that. And apparently I don't need two eyes anymore. It was a big Freedom Friday last night. Whiskey was flowing, parties were had, hey, and you know, you wake up, you lose a bit of memory, you lose a bit of money. I lost an eye as well. It just happens, all in the name of fun. Folks, yes, the Pliskin boys are around, and it's a little day of celebration because Big John Carpenter, Big JC, is coming back again. No, he's not making any movies. No. He's making more music. Yes. And, you know, he's had, what, 2 world tours and, what was it, 1 world tour? Well, it's 1 world tour, wasn't it? But I saw him twice during that. I get confused. And he brought out some other albums of stuff. John Carpenter's Lost Themes, Volume 1, Volume 2. And then he brought out the anthology of all his favourite main themes from his classics. I wasn't too fussed on that actually because they were slightly remixed and rejigged and I preferred the originals, you know. But at least the guy is still sucking it to us. However, Lost Volumes 1 and 2, the idea behind them was always going to be that these were like the soundtracks to films that didn't exist. Films that he'd love to have made but just float around in his own imagination now. And he wanted to give us the soundtrack to those unseen movies to make up our own visuals. And wonderful albums they are too. And of course, he's doing his world tours, he's he's scoring Halloween Kills and then Halloween Ends after having done Halloween 2018. But the guys are stopping there because although he said he felt a little bit shackled by the fact that he's got to do the soundtracks for Halloween movies and that kind of is a focus sort of thing, to exist outside the Halloween world is something beautiful. And because of that, he and Sacred Bones, who've been producing and releasing all this new music, they've got a new single on the way. August the 28th, I think it is, this year it comes out, and it's just a single as far as I know. I've heard some people saying, oh, this is Lost Themes Volume 3. No, I don't think it is. I think it's actually just a single, but it may pave the way for like later developments, which could become an album. Who knows? But anyway, this kind of got put out onto YouTube. Sacred Bones put these pieces out, and you can make up your own minds, and you like them, and it's great that they do that. They put them out there. So, have I got them? Yes, of course I have. Am I going to play them for you? Well, if we're allowed to. Let's see what happens. What would Snake do? He'd just fucking play it, wouldn't he? So, this is called, the new single is called Skeleton, and the B-side is called Unclean Spirit. When you listen to these, if you've heard the 2 Lost Themes albums, you'll know this is a cut from the exact same synthy cloth. Once again, he's got his son, Cody Carpenter, and his godson, Daniel Davies, are his cohorts in this project, this endeavour, and these guys work exceptionally well together. These are the guys that went on the tour, so if like me you've seen them, then you pretty much know you're in for some quality product here. So without further ado, let's listen to Skeleton, and then it's B-side. Instantly you've got that Lost Themes vibe, haven't you? And it's pure John Carpenter. Because now he's not just pure synth. There are guitars and drums and pianos involved. Relentless beat, that same repetitive excitement and propulsion is there. It's moody, it's mean, it's Carpenter in the extreme. you go. You get the guitar coming in. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the guitar elements. I know that Carpenter he loves rock music. He loves heavy music. So it was inevitable that given this new independence and ability to create new music, that he's bringing these elements in. That bridge there, so many of his tracks from Lost Themes have that build up in the first segment, then you have this gentle piece and it kind of relaxes and then it builds up again. They follow the same pattern. That's not a bad thing. That's what he does. That's his, you know, his stock in musical trade. It's not groundbreaking, you know. Is this special enough to release as a single on its own? It fits right in with what he has been putting out on these Lost Themes albums. It's perfectly a track off one of those. Is it justifiable as a single in its own right? Has it got that special extra Carpenter oomph? Personally, I don't think so. I like it, but I don't think it's grandstanding and showboating enough to be a single in its own right. What's coming up now is the B-side, Unclean Spirit. Some kind of synthy organ there, down in the bowels beneath, you know, the theatre, phantom. Let's be honest, Carpenter's looking a bit like a phantom himself these days. I like that. The heavy chords are pure Carpenter's mood building. The piano, it's melancholy, but it's not a dirge. Does hint at something more. But will we get that something more? Who knows? Yeah, there's a very sort of deep organ sound, a subterranean catacomb feel. Oohings and ahhings there. Not very complicated keyboard playing, is it? I like it though. There's a deep, dark, melodic refrain to this. It's not happy. It's a bit ominous. It's a bit pensive. It's a bit weary. So if this is a single, and Sacred Bones are putting it out in various incarnations, all very limited, with different kinds of artwork. This is the thing about vinyl. Vinyl rules. That bit there, I'm going to play them again so you'll hear it again. That is very, very Ennio Morricone. That has a huge, not so much now, but that little bit when it started there was very spaghetti western, very Morricone. And of course, Carpenter and Morricone have, worked together on The Thing, of course. I'm just going to play that bit again. Again, this is Unclean Spirit. This is the B-side. I just need to listen out for this bit coming up. Those opening notes there are very spaghetti, very. That gothic, ecclesiastical sort of inversion that Morricone did for Sergio Leone. It's definitely there, and I like that a lot. That's the big moment for me, is that little deviation. Here's the main one again. As I say, Sacred Bones are putting out various incarnations of this release, and they're really going to push this, obviously, and I hope that they do, because I want more of Carpenter. He hasn't necessarily got to make any movies. I don't think he's got it in him now. There you go. I just threw down the gauntlet, Mr. Carpenter. Big JC, the guy that I have adored and followed since I was about that big, and I'm only about that big now. I've loved your movies. Your films are my favourite films of all time. You're my favourite director. But are you up to making a movie again? Your last endeavours went to hot. But your music is another thing entirely. By far his score for Halloween 2018. And I know, look, how many videos have I done on that? At the risk of going over old ground again, by far the best thing about that movie was his music. And although I'm looking forward immensely to Halloween Kills, it doesn't half sound like more the film that I want to see. And he's doing the score for that, and then obviously Halloween Ends. So we're guaranteed at least 2 more Halloween scores from the macabre maestro himself. Do you think this is suitably different, special and unique enough to have its own single release? This just feels like one of the tracks from the previous 2 albums, which are great, but it doesn't stand out from anything that he's done earlier, to me. Whilst I champion anything from John Carpenter, I can't lie, I've got to be honest, I'm not massively impressed with this piece. I prefer the B-side. I like it. Please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I like it. But if this was just a track being played from one of those first 2 albums, you'd go, oh, that's great, because it fits the overall theme, the tone and the ambience of those 2 albums. It fits right on in there. And now 3 years after the last one, he comes out with this, and this is a single. Oh, I'm going to put this out as a single. Got a few guitars in there, but it doesn't sound any different from what he's done before. At least the B-side has a tonal, variance. It does sort of screw around with things. It's got this baroque style to it. Yes, we're going to go through it again. Yeah, that's gothic and doom laden. I like that. This simple piano motif. This is working, by the way. I've got ages left. Thank God, the pub's reopened today for the first time in months. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm going to stay at my own bar in the other room. I'm not queuing up, giving my details for track and trace, having to use, an app on my phone to order me drinks. I want to go to a pub and socialise and mix and mingle and flirt and be devastating. Not just sit there quietly in the corner and wave to people who were once buddies at the bar, So is this what JC's been coming up with throughout lockdown? No, he'd have been working on the Halloween Kills score. Halloween Kills was never due out until October anyway. With the cinemas reopening, is it still coming out? I actually don't know if it's going to come out on time yet. It could well do. It could well do. Fingers crossed. Because I'll be there again, full Michael Myers regalia. And if we get the new mask just beforehand, like we did first time around, with 2018 one, the mask got released just in time. So I was wearing, the older age mask. So it'd be great to get the new one, which has got to feature some kind of burn disfiguration on it. It's got to be more damaged. It's got to look different again. If only for mass marketing merchandise appeal. I can guarantee you they'll be doing that. That Morricone bit, it does tail off into something else entirely. It's only the opening piece from that. I'm gonna play it again. I'm sorry, but I do love this bit. It fits right in, and yet it seems to come out of the blue. I'm seeing Indio for a few dollars more in the church, at the organ, at the altar, giving his bandit sermon to his bunch of ne'er-do-wells and mercenaries. Definitely has that feel to it. Alright, let's... Ooh, I've lost my cassette. There you go. Right, folks, that was just a little sort of, little catch up, because I can't let, something from John Carpenter go unserenaded, uncelebrated and applauded. I might not be the biggest fan of the actual single itself. I prefer the B-side. But, at least he's putting stuff out there. He's not stopping. He's not slowing down. He has more film scores on the way. Well, Halloween related, as far as we know. But he's going to keep putting out his own stuff too. His own stuff might sound massively similar to what he put out a couple of years ago. But hey, it's Carpenter and that's his style. And that's why we love him. I'm just saying that single doesn't sound particularly... If you're going to pick something to be a single release, wouldn't you pick something that's going to be something... Wouldn't you create something that's completely different? Not necessarily different, but just a bit more impact. There's nothing to it, really. Anyway, guys, make up your own minds. So, in the meantime, and indeed the in-between time, please take it easy. Please look after both your eyes, should you be blessed to have two of them. And keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And I'm going to see you all within the next 21 hours. Because after that... I don't give a fuck about your war or your president.